Happy New Year, everybody, and obviously this is a good time as any for a New Year's end. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another review video, and this time it's going to be AEW World's End. Yes, I actually watched this show. I didn't watch it live, I did not watch it live, I watched it a little bit later. So I've had enough time to kind of dissect everything. There was a lot of matches on the card. So I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on everything real quick. And so yeah, once again with my other review, I writ down my giant, I had my book with me. I have my book with me again, so I can write down what happened. So that way it's just easier for me to remember stuff. And I also put a little bit of notes about certain situations as well. And also just realized my fan is going to be a real pain in the ass. My fan's going to be a pain in the ass, so maybe I'll put the book over here. Yeah, maybe I'll put the book over here. Maybe I'll put the book over on my right, on my left. Anyway, so there were 3 pre-show matches. There was Willow. She defeated Chris Statlander. Willow Nightingale beating Chris Statlander. So after Chris Statlander had a long TBS title reign, now she's going through her giving back phase, her putting over phase. She's now starting to put over Willow and Sky Blue. See what happens when you have a long title reign? See? What's wrong with having a long title reign and then start giving back to the division that you worked for? It's something that WWE just doesn't do very often. It's just something that WWE doesn't do very often, and it actually kind of annoys me. Like, they do it with some people, like they did it with Bayley. They've done it with Bayley, but you know, it's just not very often you see WWE just say, right, you had a long reign, now it's time for you to give back to the division. But there are just people like Becky and Bianca who will just always stay in the title picture, even if stay in the title picture when they should really be giving back and kind of stepping out of the title picture for a while. So a man named Killswitch, I know who this is. I think it's that guy with that Tyrannosaurus mask. Who was with Jungle Boy at one point. He won a battle royal to earn himself a TNT title shot, and from what I read and from what I saw, I pretty much saw what I couldn't help but to laugh when I saw what I saw happened involving that. And then Hook won a match against Wheeler Yuta to retain his title, whatever that title is supposed to be. It's pretty darn lame. Out of all 3 matches, I obviously liked Willow versus Chris Statlander more, for obvious amounts of reasons, because it's a women's match. So there's that. So the BBC defeated Brody King, the 2 J's, White and Lethal, and Roosh, not Rush. Like, that's the weirdest thing I find confusing about it. It's spelt Rush, but they say his name is Roosh. I don't know if it's because he's Mexican or anything along those lines, but it's just kind of bizarre. But yeah, the BPC won. That's Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, or Claudio and Bryan Danielson. Sorry. So yeah, they won. So they ended up winning a match. It was a decent little tag match. We had Andrade having his final match in AEW as he loses to Miro as his manager, CJ Perry, aka Lana, ultimately screwed him over, and now she's aligned with her husband. So why didn't they just do that from the start? Why didn't they just have Lana paired with Miro from the start? Like, seriously. But Andrade seemingly now is out of AEW. There's been talks that he's leaving AEW and he could be heading back to WWE. I mean, no shocking surprise he's going to go back to WWE because Triple H is in charge now. I will be treated a lot better under Triple H. Candice LeRae and Tegan Knox would like to talk to you about that there, Andrade. Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm to be exact. She had a decent match with Riho, and she ends up retaining. I saw a lot of flack for this match on social media. I saw a lot of people saying this match was terrible. Well, I just want to say this right now. If you think a Toni Storm match is terrible, then you have no taste. For you to call Toni Storm a terrible wrestler, you got no goddamn taste. In my personal opinion, and if I offended you, I am sorry. No, I am not. Toni Storm retaining. And I love on the media scrub, I saw a clip of it on social media. I love how there was like a clip of the media scrub. Toni Storm made like a little Mercedes Moné reference by saying there is money on the table, and then Tony Khan just gave Tony Khan just smiled at Toni Storm. Like there were two Tonys. One Tony was talking to another Tony. So I thought that was pretty funny. Like, that'll get people riled up. Because we all know whenever people make small references to wrestlers, people will jump out of their seats and get excited. Or in this case, people will be upset that Mercedes Moné could be going to AEW instead of going to WWE. And I just want to say this right now, if you are a fan of a wrestler, you should always support them no matter where they go. It shouldn't matter if it's WWE, AEW, New Japan. It shouldn't matter where they go. If you're a fan of a certain wrestler, just support them. It's not that difficult to just support them. If you stop watching them for any reason other than them not being in WWE, then you're not a fan. And you're not a fan of that wrestler, you're just a fan of the company, and you only will support wrestlers that are within that company. So I just want to get that out there real quick. Team Chris Jericho defeated Team Ricky Starks. I couldn't be buggered writing everyone's names in, so I just put that. And Chris Jericho and Chris Jericho, I've been hearing a lot about him, and not in a good way. He did something to Kylie Ray, which I'm not going to go into on details on this video. If you want to learn more about it, go on social media, or you'll probably find it somewhere on social media between Chris Jericho and Kylie Ray. No, not Kaylee Ray. What's her name? Kylie Ray, not Kaylee Ray. Making people think I'm talking about Alba Fire. Kylie Ray. We had Julia Hart defeat Abandon. Now, I don't want to rile anyone up. But people talk shit about Charlotte Flair and her moonsaults. And you know how when Charlotte Flair jumps off the moonsaults and she always lands on her feet? I see people always taking shots at laughing at Charlotte Flair for having bad moonsaults. But Julia Hart did the exact same thing. Now I'm willing to let that slide on Julia's half. I'm willing to let that slide. But I'm just saying, I find it hilarious whenever Charlotte lands on her feet from a moonsault, people ridicule her, but Julia Hart lands on her feet from a moonsault and I barely see a word about it. All I see is, it's just one mistake. She botched it. It's one mistake. No big deal. Okay. I'm just saying we should all be fair here. If you're going to ridicule someone for landing on their feet from a moonsault, I think the other one should be ridiculed as well. Even if you are a fan of that person. Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't need you all getting angry at me and telling me why. I don't need anyone getting angry at me for my opinion. I like Julia Hart too. I think she's cute. Especially without the makeup. I think she's really cute without the weird makeup on her face. But overall, I think it was a decent match. But the ending itself should have been better. I felt like the ending should have been better. And if Julia wants to do more moonsaults, I think she needs to practice her landing a bit more. If she wants to stick to doing moonsaults, she should not be landing on her feet. She should be landing on her stomach. So that's what I think she should be doing if she wants to use that move more often. I put this in my notes and I wanted to laugh my ass off about it because it's so funny. While I was streaming on my Instagram, I heard about this, but no one told me what happened afterwards. So that's why I ended up watching it. So basically, Edge wins and then loses the TNT Championship. LOL, laughing my ass off. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. I'm sorry, but I just found that incredibly funny. So he wins the TNT. Edge wins the TNT Championship from Christian. And they had this really horrendous spot with the flaming table and Edge didn't even put Nick Wayne through the table. Like, he powerbombed him and he completely missed the table. Like, why set the table on fire if you're not going to put the guy through it? Either Edge just completely overshot and missed, or Nick Wayne felt uncomfortable doing the spot, so he missed the table completely. Like, that's how you ruin epic moments, Edge. That's how you ruin epic moments, Edge. Or Nick Wayne, one or the other. But either way, that table spot was really shit. That table spot was really garbage. And pretty darn lame. But Edge did win. I know his name is Adam Copeland, but whatever. Edge did win the title, but then he lost it when Killswitch was going to cash in his opportunity for the TNT title, because he won a Battle Royal to earn himself a contract for a future title shot. So he's about to use it, but then Christian convinces him to give him the contract so he could use it. And then Killswitch just gives it to him. Just gives it to Christian. Christian cashes it in. He spears Edge, and Christian wins back the TNT Championship. Boy oh boy, do I love that. Boy oh boy, do I love how the title goes hot potato. Whew. This was a pretty negative match if you ask me. But this is a rivalry people wanted to see. This is a rivalry people really wanted to see. Really, really negative match. I was not into this at all. Especially the Nick Wayne spot where Edge just completely misses the table. Really, really crap. Really, really crap. So there is there is a match I missed and I need to get back to it really quick because I forgot about it when I was going through my notes. Swerve was supposed to wrestle Keith Lee, but something happened to Keith Lee and it ended up getting changed to Dustin Rhodes. And Sean Strickland won. Yeah, that's Isaiah Swerve Scott, by the way. The guy I'm not a big fan of, and, who cares? Didn't really seem, I didn't care about that too much. So then we get Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley to crown the first ever AEW Continental Champion to end the Continental Classic. So, Eddie Kingston and Moxley were fighting over the belt, and Eddie Kingston is the first champion. He's the inaugural Continental Champion. A lot of people probably thought it was going to be Moxley, but hey, I guess it's a little bit unpredictable. Eddie Kingston wins it, and he is the first champion. And then we get to the main event, and that is Samoa Joe versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Now, this match, I felt, when I saw this match, when I was watching this match, and obviously I knew Joe won before I was watching it, even before I watched it, I kind of felt Samoa Joe was going to be the guy to beat MJF. I kind of felt it made a lot of sense for Samoa Joe to be the guy to do it. And also this whole storyline around the Devil. Now, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that brags when I get things right. But I'm someone that casually watches this show. And if you guys heard my first AEW review, you would know that I have said I'm a casual viewer to the show. I'm a casual viewer to the product. I don't watch it every week. I casually watch it if I'm interested. I casually watch it if I'm interested. I may not understand the storylines going on, but I'm just a casual viewer that watches it. Some of you may call me you can call me a filthy casual if you want, but hey, at least I'm watching the product, and that should be a positive. So as a casual viewer, seeing this whole Devil storyline play out, I immediately predicted Adam Cole from the beginning. But some people kept saying it was Jack Perry, some people kept saying it was somebody else. While I've even told a few of my friends that I felt it was going to be Adam Cole, even then, some of my friends didn't even think I was correct. They were saying, well, maybe. They were like, maybe. We don't know. I don't think so. You know? They were just saying, I don't think so. You might be right. You might be wrong. And again, I don't want to be that guy to brag about it, but I told you so. And as a casual viewer, and just predicting out of the arse that Adam Cole was the Devil, I think it just made sense instead of Jack Perry. I think it just made sense instead of Jack Perry, if you ask me. So, again, I'm not going to brag that I got it correct. I'm just going to say, well, I was correct in guessing that Adam Cole was the Devil. So Samoa Joe is the new AEW champion. He's the new AEW world champion. He's ended MJF's long historic reign as the champion. And they were teasing that the Devil's men were going to take out Adam Cole and MJF, but then it was revealed that Adam Cole was the Devil, alongside the Kingdom, Roderick Strong, and Warlord, or Warlock, however you say his name. They were the henchmen, and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions are now the Kingdom. You know, my first initial guess when it came to, because again, I was sticking to my prediction of it being Adam Cole. My guess was it was going to be Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong standing beside Adam Cole. But I was correct about Roddy. But I was ultimately not correct about Bobby and Kyle. So that balances it out. That balances it out to me on my predictions when it came to Adam Cole and his Devil henchmen. So overall, you know, it's hard for me to really say how I really feel about this show, because I don't want to offend anyone if I say it was a decent show, or if I thought it wasn't very good outside of a few matches. I don't really want to offend anyone. So I will just say it was fine for what it was. I thought it was fine. A lot of the matches on this card I didn't really care too much about. I mainly enjoyed the women's matches. Just wish Julia Hart didn't hit that moonsault though. But overall, I thought the show was fine. I don't want to offend anyone in saying, oh, I hated the show, it was terrible. you know, it was terrible or anything like that. I thought it was fine. A lot of matches I didn't really care about. The ending of Adam Cole being revealed as the devil, to me, it may sound predictable, but I feel like it's predictable in a good way. I think it's predictable in a good way because again, most people expected Jack Perry. So, overall, I thought the show was fine. And that's all I can really say. That's all I can really say about this show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Happy New Year to all of you all. And I will see you all on the other side.